All right, hello everyone. So today we will start with the practical example of on with sharing and without sharing, and then we will talk about the interview question on the fundamentals of Apex, which we have on our interview preparation sheet. I hope you might have added a couple of questions there as well. Okay, so see, with sharing and without sharing, it's not like we can directly test it via the anonymous block. So we need to have something on UI as well. We either need to create a visual force page or a component or a lighting web component. And then in the backend, we will fetch the, let's say, a list of accounts from the backend. So if that class or from which we are fetching that list of accounts is with sharing, then when we display it on the page, user will only be able to see the accounts which he is supposed to see. Okay. So for that, we will have to do some preparation. Okay. Uh, Let me know if you are able to see my, I think I'll be able to share there. Are you able to see the VS Code screen?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, Mohit.
Mohit.
Okay, so I have opened this Salesforce org with VS Code. Okay, currently it is blank because we have not done anything on this. What I'm going to do is I will create a lighting web component and I will create an Apex class. Okay, and then we will display that lighting web component in our home page, or we can say a record page. Okay, so don't worry about lighting web component code for now. It just we will follow the screen and we will first create an Apex class. Okay, let's name it account list controller or
How do
account
we have to configure this with Salesforce?
this VS Code
Yeah.
that I have already done. I mean, VS Code was set. So for that, you just need to create a new project. Okay, let me also do that. Okay, so let's say this is VS Code, nothing is there. Okay, so for what we need to do is that we need to first create a project from Benefist. Okay, okay, so we will create a project, select the standard template, and you can give a name. Okay, I can name it as uh interview prep batch 2. Okay, this is my project name. Now it will ask from where you want to fetch it. So on desktop, I want to create a new folder. We will call it interview prep batch 2. I'll have to delete it later. Okay, so I'll create a new project. Okay, and this will open a new project for me. Okay, this has not been attached with Salesforce org yet. For that, what I need to do is I need to click on here, authorize an org. So while you go and authorize an org, is it a production or sandbox or a custom? So it is production because dev org also use the login.salesforce.com. We can name it as uh, interview prep, prep org. Okay. And save this. This will run an authorization and we need to provide the username and credentials here. Once we do that, we will be able to authorize it. Now, if I open the VS Code, you will see that it is now connected with my prep org. Okay.
Okay. So how many orgs can we connect at one time with this?
You can connect many orgs. If you see, there are so many orgs I have connected here. If you see, um, I have connected my all my office halls, all the sandboxes. I have other things as well. It depends. You have to create the folder in the backend, and then you will be able to connect other orgs as well. I don't think there is any restriction on how many you can connect, unless you get confused within yourself, like which org it was, right? You can
Okay.
connect many orgs.
Okay.
Now I have got this. This is now connected with my with
Demo.
sandbox with my dev org. So now you can see if I want to fetch the classes from my org, I can retrieve source from org, and I will be able to retrieve the Apex classes. Okay, what is the error? No component in the package to retrieve. Just a second. Let me see.
I think you took so.
Okay, we are able to open the org. That is fine. Okay, don't worry about it. We will first create an Apex class. Okay, and then we will see this example, and later on we will figure out VS Code. Okay, don't worry about the VS Code for now. We will have a session on this. All right, so we will, it is Command Shift and P. For Windows, it is Control Shift and P, and then you will be able to see the split. And from here, you can create the Apex class or whatever you want to create. There are a couple of extensions you need to download first, like the Salesforce CLI, then only SFDX command and everything else will open. So once you download the VS Code, there's a couple of very good blogs available in the internet for this. I will share a few of them with you. Okay, so don't worry. Let me name it account sharing controller. And the only reason why I'm using VS Code is because I'll have to create a Lightning Web component. Okay. First, I thought that I'll create a VF page, but then it's been years I have not created any VF page, and then that will require additional explanation of that. So I thought that why to go that route when I'm not going to use it anymore. Public static. So I thought let's create a Lightning Web component, and I will explain you what I have done. Okay. Okay, so this method will return the list of account, and I'm going to name it get my accounts. Okay. Yeah, Manjunath, I shared that major points to configure is Java and other environment variable. Correct. Correct. And if you are using your company laptop, then there might be some additional restrictions as well. So,
Go to system admin.
yeah.
This is not the complete configuration that you showed, right?
No, this is see, Java is already there, VS Code is already there, Salesforce CLI is already there. So I am doing a VS Code on already established VS Code extension. So this is not complete, of course. And for complete, I will share few links. Okay.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Or I can do it with my own laptop where there is no VS Code, and then we can do it from scratch. Okay. That is
Yeah,
available
because
in.
I never did it, so
Okay, don't worry.
thank you.
We'll still have some time when we'll go to this Java Lightning Web component. We'll first cover the Apex triggers, then we will go through asynchronous Apex, then we will go through either integration or LWC, whichever you guys want first. Okay. So this is my Apex class, and currently I'll have to annotate it with Aura enabled. Okay. And also cacheable equals to true. Okay. So any Apex method we want to be accessed on the Lightning Web component, we will have to make it Aura enabled equals to true. And if you want to make it read-only method, like nobody should be able to change it, then cacheable equals to true. These are the questions we will get in the Lightning Web component, so you need not to worry about them for now. Okay. This is our Apex class. This is returning all the accounts we have in our org. Okay. Let me deploy this to org. And we are able to deploy this to org. So if I now go to org, I'll have the class account sharing controller in my org as well. Now, next step is to create a Lightning Web component. Okay, let's name it. What do you want? Name it account list. Let's name it account list, and it will open some by default code. It will create 3 files for us. JavaScript file, HTML file, and meta.xml file. Meta.xml file contains the visibility related thing. Okay, so the first step is we'll have to mark is exposed as true. Otherwise, this component will not be visible in your org. Even if you expose it, you will not be able to make it visible in your org. And then you will have to provide couple of targets. Okay, so there is a tag targets and and inside that we'll have to provide target, and here you'll have to provide whichever you want to provide, like lightning. We want to display it on the record page, right? So let's do the record page and save this. Okay. And now let us do some basic code in the JavaScript, and don't worry about the code, what I am writing here. I will explain everything in detail when we do the Lightning Web Component. This is to show you the with sharing and without sharing. So don't worry about anything except with sharing and without sharing. Okay. Currently, I have written that Apex class, which is with sharing. So that's what you need to focus on. Okay. Don't worry about any other thing. Now I have to import this method. What's the name of method? Get my account. Import get my account from Salesforce slash Apex slash class name dot method name. Okay, this is how we import a particular method from Apex. Okay, so we will have to write an import statement, then we will have to write the method name from, and this is the standard syntax at the Salesforce slash Apex slash class name dot method name. That's how we can import a particular method in our Lightning Web Component. Okay. Now we will have to write some code. So let's say we create a variable accounts, and then we'll have to use the wire method to get the data. Okay. And here, let's say it is wire count on which I want to get data. And inside that we will get error and data. There are various ways to do this. Okay, I'm doing a simplified version, so don't worry about it. If data, then do this. If we get the data, then this dot accounts equals to data. Okay, and else if we get any error, then we will just put a console statement, console.log error. Okay, that's pretty much I wanted to cover here. Okay, and don't worry about this syntax. We will cover this in detail later on. In the HTML, let's put some sample code. So let me write down a lightning card. Inside that lightning card, let me just provide a title. My accounts, and inside that, let me use the template. Uh, if true, so what I'm saying is that if accounts has data, then display whatever I want to display inside this. Else, if false, Then we can display something like no accounts found. Okay. And if you want to display data, then we'll have to, again, this is a list. We'll have to use template and for each element in the accounts, we'll have to provide the for item. Now we will have to display it like a p tag or line item, whatever we want to, but we'll have to provide a key here. Key will be account dot id, and we might make a syntax error. Okay. And here we will display the first, let me close this line item, and here
Mohit, can you zoom in? Audience's request.
sorry. Yeah, just a second. I'm just stuck here, not to, I don't want to make any mistake here. So, okay, yes. Okay, from where I can zoom in, guys? Just a second.
Control plus.
Yes. Okay, so what I did here is, and let me also quickly check if I'm not making any mistake. Okay, on key, I don't need to provide these. Okay, and let me save this. Okay, so what I did here is that I have created a lightning card. This is just to provide a heading to our lightning web component. Inside that we have a template tag. We are checking if accounts has data. Account is what? This is the list of account in our JS file. Okay, so our HTML is checking if this list of account has data, then we will do this. Otherwise, we will just display that no accounts found. And how we are displaying the list of data, list of account is we again using a template tag because it is a collection variable. We'll have to use a template tag for each account in the accounts. Accounts is nothing but account list. For each account in the account list, we'll have to display it as a key and value. That's how we display a list in our lightning web component. Okay, don't worry about this code for now. We will again go through this again in detail. Okay, now let me just try to deploy this to org. Okay, so I will click on the lightning web component and we will deploy source to org. In the XML file, we have already provided record page. So that's where I'm going to display it. Okay. Now let's go back to our Salesforce screen. You're able to see the Salesforce screen, right?
Yes, Mohit.
Let us see if we have got the data or not. Sorry, the Apex class or not. So account heading controller we have got. And let's say component. So even if it is a Lightning Web component, you will be able to see it in the Lightning component. Okay. So if you go to the Lightning component, you will be able to see account list. Okay. So we have got both these things from VS Code in our org. Now I want to add it in the page. Okay. Currently, I should be able to see all accounts. I'm admin. So if I click on all accounts, it will display all 18 accounts. Okay, we have only 18 accounts. All right, let's go to the record page of account and try to display this. Lightning Web Components. How will I add a Lightning Web Component in the page? I will go on edit page, and from here you can search your Lightning Web Component in the custom section. Okay, so this is your Lightning Web Component which we created. We will just have to drag it wherever you want to put it. Okay, so I want to put it here and it will be displayed here. Let me save this. And let me go back. And you can see that all accounts are visible here. I'm admin, I'm able to see all accounts, and class was with sharing. Now, if I try to log in as dummy user 2, okay, dummy user 2 is another user we have in this org, and he should not be able to access all the accounts. So let me open a incognito window. Let me make it to the right. This will be on left. Let me log in with this user. Okay. It is dummy user 2. Gmail. Okay. Let's go to account and see what is the case here. So it is not able to see any account. That should not be the case. He should be able to see few accounts. So what we need to do here is on the dummy user 2, I might need to provide access to this Apex class on his profile. Let me just go to that. Okay, and now I should be able to access this class. Let me refresh it, try to see. Now you can see that he is able to see few accounts. All the accounts he was supposed to see, he's only able to see those accounts, not the accounts which our admin is able to see. So our admin is able to see 18 accounts, whereas he is only able to see 6 accounts, which he is supposed to see. Okay, any other user, let's say there is dummy user 3, he will log in, and if he has access to that class, then he will only be able to access his own accounts. Okay, so here one interview question can come from the LWs is that why he is not able to see any accounts when he is supposed to see couple of accounts. He might not have access to the class. Okay, and you have seen that thing practically here as well. Okay, so if he will not have access to the class, he will not be able to see anything returned by that class, even if he is owner of that account. Okay, now if I change the class to without shading, okay, then what will happen? So for that, let me go to the account and let me write it down without sharing and save this. Okay, and again, deploy this to org. Again, let me refresh this. Admin is able to see same accounts. Obviously, he'll be able to see same accounts. What we should get a difference here is that now dummy user 2 should be able to see more accounts. Now, if you see here, dummy user 2 is also able to see all the accounts. Okay, so because now class is without sharing and it will display everything available on that object. Okay. So that is the basic difference between with sharing and without sharing, and we have explored that practically. Okay. Now let me